Hello and welcome back to Vcode CSI Vit-Ap YouTube channel, guys. So here we are again with an interesting Java problem. So this is going to be a little important, so just stay tuned with the code. So let's get into our question today. Give a proper output of the following code. So I'll just type the code, you just stay tuned with the code. So public class main public static void main string as many of you know that these two lines are very much important in Java because these two lines will be helpful to convert our code into the machine language. So just don't do any mistakes in these two lines. And then comes to double of m, that would be equal to 7.62, and integer type of n, that would be equal to integer format of math.ceil of m, and I just want to print the value of n. So system.out.println of n. So this is the code. Don't get panic, I'll explain you each and every step. So let's run the code. Yeah, I hope I haven't done any mistake. Yeah, we got an output 8 here. So before explaining the code, I would like to explain two terminologies. This is a data type, and this math seal. So generally data, it's a data type. This double is a data type which is similar to the float. So this double is similar to the float, but the difference is that float is 32-bit representation of real number, while double is 64-bit representation. That means double has a more space compared to the float. For more clarification, I'll take an example. 10.9 times 1. Yeah, in some cases this can be represented in float. So in some cases it may be represented in float, or in some cases it may not be represented as float because there is a large space after the decimal. But in every case we can represent it in the double form because, as I said, double has more space compared to the float. So Java prefer double in most of its codes, and that's because double has 64-bit memory space than float, which has 32-bit memory space. I hope you understand this double. And when it comes to math seal m, generally what is math seal m is that math seal take a value which is greater than the number taken, but which is least among that greater numbers. Okay, I'll explain you this in notepad for your better clarification. I'll just zoom this in. Yeah, I'll explain you this in three cases. Case 1. So in case 1 I would like to take a number n that would be equal to 5.1. So if I command math.ceil 5.1, then I will get an output as 6, and that's because, so according to the definition I have said, maths will take a value which is greater than the number. So maths will take a value which is greater than this number, and this value should be an integer. So maths will take an integer which is greater than this number. And what numbers are greater than 5.1? 5.1, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on up to n, right? So maths will take an integer which is greater than 5.1. So greater than 5.1 are all these numbers, right? And among these numbers it will take the least number. Yeah, this is the least among these 6. So in easy language I'll explain you. I have assumed 5.1 number, right? So if I write the command like this, it would take the integer which comes after this number. So what integer we gonna get after this number? That is 6, right? Yeah. I'm not telling about the decimal which comes after 5.9. Yeah, of course, the decimal which comes after 5.9 is 5.2, but we don't want any decimal number. We want the integer because we have given the command as integer, right? So this math.ceil 5.1 will give the integer which comes after 5.1. So this is our first case, and in second case I would like to take a number n that would be equals to 5.8. So if I write a command math.ceil 5.8, what output I'm gonna get? Yeah, just think what I have said. If we write a command, we would get an integer which is after this 5.8. So what is an integer that is after 5.8? That is 6, right? So yeah, again we're gonna get an integer 6 here. Instead of 5.8, if I take 44.67 and I write it like 44.67 here, the output would be 45, because after the integer which comes after 44.67 is 45, right? So that's the reason we get 45 here. So I'll just write it back again, 5.8, right? 5.8, 5.8 and 6. So when it comes to case 3, now my number would be 5.0. So math.ceil 5.0. So my output would be say what output we're gonna get here. Yeah, as there is no floating number here, we would get the same output, that is 5, because there is no floating number here, right? So we won't get any other number rather than 5. So output would be 5 here. So in much more simpler words, math.ceil is a function that will provide a round off value. For suppose in our case we took 7.62, right? What is a round off number for that? 8. Yeah, we got 8, right? Yeah. So remember that whatever may be the decimal point present after integer, the output we're gonna get is the next integer value. So whatever may be the decimal number present after this integer value, we're gonna get an integer which is after this integer. So whatever may be the decimal point, it may be 5.1, it may be 5.8, whatever may be the decimal point, we're gonna get integer which is after 5, that is 6 and 6. So I hope you understand this logic, and let's go back to our code. Yeah, as I said, these two lines are very much important in converting the code into the machine language. And double, I said about double, right, which has 64 bits memory space, and it is greater in space compared to the float, and generally most of them use double in Java. So this m is double type which has a value 7.62, and this n is a variable which is a format integer, and this maths will give a round off figure of a floating number which is also an integer type. So I just wanted to print the value of n, so system.out.println of n. See, we got 8. For your clarification, I'll take another number here. Let's take 112.4567. See, as I said, math.ceil will give the integer value which is after this. So what is after 112? We'll get 113, right? See, we'll get that output here. See, 113, 112. So I hope you understand the logic. Let's meet in another video, guys. Thank you.